What's up? What's up? What's up? Shout out to all the people that get that reference. We are back with another episode of the Spark Plug Podcast. It's your boy, Willie Will on 9, Wilden Lewis on the block to the right of me. And in real life, I don't know how it's going to look on the recording. I got my man's Dino.
Yes, sir. What's good, people?
And then over to the left of me, I got my man's Just.
Yeah. What up, though? It's Just. How we do it.
and unfortunately, we don't got Osei for this episode, but he's still here in spirit, my mans. You know, we love my dog nearly and dearly, but
that's a fact.
But you know, school sometimes it really do it. They really put him in the mix. But we are here again for another episode of the Spark Plug Podcast. The first time that we're recording in 2023, guys. So first and foremost, I mean, we're in March right now, March Madness, all that fun stuff. What y'all been up to, man?
Man, first of all, I just want to say to my brother Osei, I know he's in a gulag right now with work and whatnot, but I mean,
gulag?
It ain't that. Yeah, you know, you seen that,
Isn't
that
it gulag?
commercial?
It's good.
Oh, it's gulag.
It's
Oh,
gulag.
my fault. Yo, nah, this is funny because you remember we was talking in the Spark Plug chat. And I said something about, it's Case, right? But I spelled it C-A-S-E. And it was like, I ain't never heard that before, bro. I thought it was Case with a K-S, like knockout, right? So my fault. I be mispronouncing stuff sometimes. But anyways, back to my man's Osei, man. I know he's in the gulag, correct?
Yeah.
Where with school and everything he's doing in the medical field, but man, I don't feel too bad for him. You know why? Because right now it's a cool 40-something degrees here.
Bro, I was just saying the same thing.
and this man, Osei, is living it up at the beach with palm trees and sunny skies and beautiful weather. 70-something degrees every single day. His Wi-Fi be a little clunky, so I don't know if he's going to be able to hear this on the
it started being like this. Be like, yeah, I'm like, dang, yo, fix your damn Wi-Fi.
Nah, his Wi-Fi it be finicky over there, man. But I don't feel too bad for him because his weather and his situation, he can go outside and see a lot of things that we can't, man. So shout out to him. Of course, it's all love. For me personally, man, I just been working. I feel like I've been in a stew. I've been in the lab. I just been grinding, all of that good. As I mentioned in the first episode. Got a new job at the NBA in, I think, November that was. And, man, I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, you just had to say it again.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, you didn't say it in episode 1.
I didn't say it in episode 1, but, you know, people might want to skip over episode 1 and go straight to episode 2.
Oh, so you just had to remind them that, I work at the NBA. Okay, I got you.
Put a little respect on them, you know what I mean?
Excuse me.
All right, my bad. No, I'm not going to apologize for that. Yeah.
I apologize to absolutely no one.
I would like to apologize to absolutely no one. Word. But yeah, man, the season is really kicking up. All-Star just happened a couple weeks ago. By the way, man, I just want to say about that game, I've seen better. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say too much other than that, but I think we can all agree. It was one man's Michael Malone say layup line certified. I wish we could have seen more defense, man. But don't want to get too much into that. We could do that another time. All-Star just happened though. The games have been kicking up. Playoffs is actually in a month. Playing, I believe, is like April 15, 16, 17, something like that. And then come the actual playoffs and then come the finals in June. So, man, it's just been a super duper grind. Today, I'm actually going to work after this. We got 4 games. First one starts at 1, then 3:30, then I believe, I want to say 6, and then 8:30, something like that.
Yeah,
so, man,
those two.
Yeah, man.
Two, so
NBA done took over Sundays now that the Super Bowl is over. So
facts.
You know what I mean? And Saturdays too, low-key. So I just been working, man. I feel like obviously trying to take care of myself, which is the main thing that should be, most important. But at the same time, when working through the calls, you got to answer. So
bills got to get paid somehow, right?
Yeah, right, man. Trying to be on my Johnny Kemp, just got paid. Friday night. Yeah, got a little vocals for y'all. I'm going to save that, though, for the next episode.
He definitely does not have any vocals, but
I mean, he attempts to sing. Keyword there is attempt.
Success is in the effort. So if I try my hardest, I'm at peace knowing God ain't doing it in this group of colors. What my man J. Cole say, you feel me? Yeah, I'll take an even effort every time, dog.
Yo, I guess for me though, like, On the flip side, it's like almost like the opposite because work kind of slowed down for me a little bit. So like at the end of 2022, I was extremely busy. I was traveling a lot, like you guys know. I was traveling a lot for work, working like these crazy hours. And honestly, I don't know if I said this on episode 1, but I'm a business consultant. So there's a lot of travel involved in my work, as y'all know. Yeah, I had to throw it out there.
You just had it over to the mic. You know what I'm saying? That was coming.
Hold on,
you knew that was coming.
You know what I'm saying?
Part of travel, part of freaking flyer miles.
Shoot, if we talking about jobs and whatnot, might as well throw out what my job is. You know what I'm saying? So, but nonetheless, I think the most important thing, I love what I do, even the times where it can be extremely hectic and busy. But definitely also take the times where I have opportunities to get some downtime. So I was on a very busy project. It kind of like ended almost drastically, which was almost like a blessing in disguise because obviously. I was bummed at first because I was enjoying what I was doing, but with that ending, it allowed me an opportunity to do some other things that I've been wanting to do. So for instance, like I kind of I did this on the side. I didn't really tell much people. I went on a cruise, a couple weeks ago.
Hold on. Let me just.
Yeah. I went
out there on the water.
I went on a cruise a couple weeks ago. I ain't gonna hold you. I thought my black behind was gonna never be on no damn ship in the middle of the ocean with no land in sight. Like that was always my biggest fear. But sometimes you gotta swallow some bullets for the people that you love. And it was my grandparents' 50th. Wedding anniversary.
Say it again, bro. Say it again.
50th, 5-0. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna let this one play out, man. We gotta applaud that one. Big 5-0, man.
I know it'd be like 40, but 50 years. 50
of them things.
You know what I'm saying? So I love my grandparents, immensely. So, just being out there again, to spend time on my mom's side of the family, was just super dope. But, I really take the time to like kind of decompress from a busy end of the year, kind of just, realign myself to, what I'm looking to accomplish, both personally, health-wise or, spiritually, right? And really try to tap into how I'm going to do to get to those areas that I'm really trying to get to. So I'm enjoying how the beginning of the year started. It started off, a slower, which is great because slow times give you a lot of time to do other things that's on your heart. And I was able to do so. So now work is getting back busy again. I'm on a new project. So it's gonna kick up again. But at least I had like those couple months where I got to like reset and kind of realign, which was dope.
And that's the important part, man, that you're able to at least find that time to really just decompress before everything come back. Because Lord knows, on my end, it's not like that whatsoever. Like it's been what Justin's been talking about in terms of work, but like 7 different things, and on top of that with grad school as well. So it's like I'm at this point in my life right now where I'm still trying to figure out like what specifically I want to do. So, I gotta work for the money. Number one, as you mentioned, you gotta find a way to get
the
bread. One way or another, man. Like it's you got to get that money. Unfortunately,
chicken.
Listen, we live in a capitalist society, unfortunately. Right. So that's number one. But it's like on top of that, it's trying to figure out what I want to do once I graduate to get more money, and also do what I enjoy to get money. Because like Kadeem, what you talking about is like, all right, it got busy, but you still enjoyed it. Like, and the chicken is, I don't know if that's a primary thing, but it's like,
I do enjoy the chicken. Listen, I get paid handsomely, enough to survive at least, and
exactly.
It's beautiful.
No, we're not pocket watching here, but I'm just saying, the fact that you can get paid doing what you enjoy, you feel me? It makes work, a little less hectic. So that's what I'm trying to figure out once I graduate, because it's like, getting your master's and doing all that is no joke. And side note too that I'm going to mention, I'm upset at Seton Hall because and it's nothing that Seton Hall really did. It's just like, why did they wait till now? So now they're gonna have next year, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be releasing this or not, but nobody from Seton Hall probably going to listen to this podcast, or anybody from the higher ups. But allegedly,
okay, I was going to
say, allegedly, what I heard through the grapevine is that there's going to be a Master of Science program within the new college.
Okay.
So, like, because the College of Communication and the Arts and the College of Education is merging to one, like, Human Development, Culture, and Media College. And now there's going to be a Master of Science in the graduate program where there isn't like a traditional thesis that you have to do. It's kind of more of like an actual project that you have to make for a degree that I don't remember the actual name of it, but it sounded a lot more interesting to what I want to do with my career versus getting a Master of Arts in Communications and having to do that traditional 5-page thesis, because that thesis is no joke whatsoever. Like I'm up to probably like 70 pages. And like I had to sit there and watch podcasts and analyze it.
Hold on.
Minute by minute. Yes.
7-0.
Yes.
And you said traditionally it has to be 5?
No, traditionally it's a 5. I said no, not 5-page. Oh my goodness, 5-chapter.
Oh,
that's what I meant. My fault. So it's like no, my fault.
Yeah, those two things are
I know it's completely
a little bit different. Okay.
Yeah, I meant 5-chapter.
Oh.
Because it's like your introduction, your literature review, your method, your data collection, and then your results, or something along those lines, or your data or your results, and then like your findings or conclusion. Like it's just a lot. So like it's across 1 year, so it's not like that bad, but it's like
it's not that bad.
No, I said that.
Oh, okay. You said a couple that. Okay, it's the first that can stay there, right?
Yeah, it's still that bad, but it's not that bad. Like I've been able to kind of like manage my time and figure it out, and I believe by the time I graduate, like I'm gonna be good. But it's just like it's real buckle down time on top of still doing what I want to do with like photography, still doing what I want to do in terms of like trying to be with the people I enjoy being around with, and still trying to have a social life and everything like that too. It's just, again, everything's just all over the place. But I'm doing all this to hope that by the time I graduate, that things should look up and things should look a little bit better, because and I don't know how y'all feel about this too, but like sometimes when you look at social media and sometimes when you look at like the people that's around y'all, like you like, not to say that you want to compare yourself and be like, yeah, they doing a little better, but that thought definitely comes in the back of your mind a couple of times where it's like how are they doing that? You know what I mean? Like, how are they being so great? And like for me, like, yeah, I'm young, but like I feel like I'm not where I want to be at right now, like where I feel like I should be at right now.
I mean, if you think about it though, like just thinking like us as example, I feel like we're the kind of people that never gonna be complacent. So anytime it's gonna be like, all right, I say achieve said goal, right? Then we're gonna want more after that, right? We're always gonna. So I feel like there's never gonna really get to a point, at least, where it's like you're not going to want to keep on striving for more. And that doesn't always equate to money, because I know we threw out chicken a lot in this conversation, right? Pure jokes, right?
Can I get to the yams?
Yeah.
Sweet and sleep.
You know what I'm saying? But it really isn't all about, just the chicken in which you can get and receive. But I feel like ultimately you're going to start to get to certain, milestones in life, and then you're always going to continue to want more. And it may not be money. Maybe it'd be a family, right? Or maybe it'd be, want to tap into more of, say, your volunteer side, your, and giving back. Or whatever that case may be, you're always going to feel like you can continue to evolve and be better. Which is always just so funny, because obviously that transition or that journey is different for everybody, right? Not all of us are line and step by step going at the same rate. You know what I'm saying? You got some people that may be accelerating at, say, age 23, 24 like we are. Or you may have some people that may be even behind at age 23 and 24, right? I think that doesn't mean that, say, that person who is struggling behind doesn't, is not going to receive some sort of success. They may not be getting their level of success at our point in time, but, everyone works at, everyone has a different timetable. Right. And I had just, when I started to understand that, I was like, I got to worry about me. I got to worry about, my journey, my goals, right? My obstacles, right? Because everyone's circumstances are also different. Right. So, yeah, I may see that you got to this point, but I don't have no idea what your obstacles or circumstances that allowed you to get there versus myself. Right. I know my obstacles and circumstances are different between yours, Just, and yours. Well, you know what I'm saying? We all got different circumstances where it allows us to move at different rates. I think ultimately it's like, are you taking those right steps to get to the place where you want to be, right? At whichever rate that is, like, are you, improving day by day, I guess becoming a better version of yourself day by day is how I think about it. So yeah, I try not to compare myself to people, but it's hard.
That's
social media,
hard,
man, man, that joint be a beast. I'm like, man, how does Mother Lover got a house before me?
Yo, man, I know y'all have seen that commercial, that Super Bowl joint. It was Diddy and with a bunch of different people. It was, people from the two dudes from the What the Fox Say thing, and then forget who else it was. Can save me no more, whatever. And then my man Montel Jordan hopped on like, Uber One can save you on bites and eats, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of people was rocking with that commercial one because it was cool and a lot of celebrities and whatnot. But I feel like what I'm getting at is that this society, especially right now, is really, really built on the convenience of things. And people will pay a pretty decent amount to get what they want right now, when they want it, right? Like Amazon, when
I was just about to say that too.
What's up? Where like the Amazon Prime, the 2-day shipping, and then Amazon, you know what? I feel like we could take a little bit more chicken from these dudes and we mess around and be like, you know what? Forget the 2-day shipping, which is already like super, super quick compared to, I don't want to age myself too much because I'm not that old, but I know y'all remember back in the day, right? When like you had to wait a week or two or something to get your package. Amazon's like, nope, 2 days. Matter of fact, scrap that. You want to pay a couple extra dollars? 2 hours. Right to your doorstep.
Same day delivery.
You feel me? You got the Instacart, you got the Uber Ones, the Uber Eats, you got the DoorDash, you got all these different, like, people will go to the grocery store and shop and bring you whatever it is. You can get so many things right there at your fingertips, even if you want to learn some information. Like, we talked about our minds, our thoughts. Google's right here, right in front of me. I have the world at my fingertips. And I feel like that kind of contributes also to how we ourselves will view the world and the people around us and the things that we feel like we should get at a certain age. Like, like you said, for example, Dean, how did this person get the house before me? Or, dang, how is this person making more money than me? Or, dang, how is this person moving up in their career faster than me? Like, I feel like I should get this promotion, or I should have this, or I should have that. And I feel like
this person starting a family. No, I'm playing.
Okay, hold on. Hey, that's a little crazy.
Hold on. Let Justin talk. We might talk about that.
Hold on. Listen. I just want. It's a spark plug here. I just had to throw out a real thought.
Yo, you curious. Something, dog.
No, we gon' that spark something later.
Wait a light flick, man. That was a little spark, man. I ain't gonna lie.
But my apologies, brother. I just, I got carried away.
I mean, if that's what you want right now, Dean, I feel like, you know what? You feel me? You can do what it is that you want to do. Whatever floats your boat, my good brother. But that's not floating mine right now. I can wait for that one. But for a lot of things, I feel like I don't want to wait for it. Like, I don't want to wait to make more money. I don't want to wait to have, the whip that I want, or the clothes that I want, or, even the status, the promotions that I want. And, we've talked about that all the time. You feel me? Just wanting the things that we want, but also, like you said, that complacency. It's a dangerous, slippery slope to go down, because I feel like it's such a good thing to be ambitious and to have your goals and to know that, okay, I got something. Cool. Of course, I'm gonna be grateful and satisfied for it, but I also kind of want this next thing, and that's great and that's healthy. But there's also a level that it can get to when it becomes unhealthy, and I think that's also spurred by this social media where we're like, yo, this person got this person got that. I feel like I can have so many things that I want right now, like I mentioned with the Uber Ones and the Instacarts and all of that. But this thing that I want so bad that might take a little bit more time to get, or maybe a lot more time to get, like we just said with the promotions, the cars, the houses, stuff like that, that's going to take a little while. But, my boy on social media that I feel like is right there next to me, and I feel like it's so close in proximity to me because all I could do is just go to my phone and tap a button and see their page. They got that. Why don't I have that? And I feel like that's such an unhealthy thing to do, because you see the very, very tippity top of the iceberg when you see social media. Never see. It's like the 1-2% on the top that you see of somebody's social media profile, and the other 98 is just a whole bunch of, dang, I don't know. And that whole 98 is completely different, and not better or worse, but completely different than yours.
No, I mean, for somebody that works in social media, like I figured out that like my biggest comparison, of course, is having to compare to other people that do like sports content, for example.
Right, for sure.
And for me, like, man, I'll be sitting there, I'll be looking at some people's numbers and like, cause that's unfortunately that's how social media is. A lot of people are going to look at your numbers, how many likes you got, how many followers you got, and go off that. And I'll just be looking at some people's stuff, and I'm just like, yo, like, How do you even get that many followers, bro?
This nigga is trash.
Like, earn that.
I'm like,
It don't even make no sense.
Your content ain't even like that. For real.
So I do way better stuff than this, and you getting what 3 million views?
that's what I'm saying. It'd be like, yo, like it'd be like, oh yeah, you just have a better camera, better quality, but like you don't even know how to edit it. You don't even know how to really use that camera. I'm like, but they sitting there with dang near 350, 400 likes on theirs, and I'm struggling to get probably like 50, and I'm like,
we're like, let me hide the like count. I can't let them see I only got 40 likes on this.
oh, you know for a fact I had to hide the likes, bro.
We hide the like count on this, bro.
But it's just like it's like I like, again, from that perspective, like I have to, like, unfortunately I have to compare myself to other people, because it's like, but it's like I know, like, oh yeah, they have a better camera than me. They have better things in terms of making it look good, but they're, for videography and photography, there's that other angle where it's like the story making, and like what stories can you tell from each picture, or what story can you tell from each video, and some people they are not great when it comes to storytelling. Like they just take a couple of clips, put it together, and just call that a video, and it's like that doesn't work. Like it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work by how people view stuff, and I'm like, give me that opportunity. Give me your camera. like
pull up on somebody. Watch out.
Like that Canon R5, that Sony A7, like them other like video. Like give me that, because I feel like for me, like I know how to storytell better. Like I know how to like get a good picture and line it up and actually make it look good. Like, but my equipment for right now isn't the greatest, because evidently I don't have the money, and I don't even have the time to really gain my exposure and like make the edits that I want to do and stuff like that. So it's like, hopefully when I graduate down the line, it's like, all right, like I could be a little bit better with that. You feel me? Like I could actually take the time to like expose myself and take the time to actually like do what I want to do, and be able to get those opportunities to showcase and show people, like, all right, you give me them same tools too. Oh, I'm finna rip it. You feel me? Like I'm gonna make a garden out of this one hoe. You know what I mean? Like versus the other one that you got,
crazy
bro.
Analogy, bro. I can't even lie. That's a crazy analogy. Yo, if y'all are thinking about getting Willie Will 09 anything for Christmas, what you say? Canon R5,
But
bro?
it's like a Canon R. Like I think they up to like a R7 now. like a R7, a Sony A7 IV, something along those lines. Like a nice little gimbal, bro. The mics you throwing and stuff. Nah, trust me, I already have a list of stuff that I need, brother.
We're gonna have to drop the Amazon
wish list.
Oh yeah, 2-day shipping, bro. Get that
right into the crib.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all here to make dreams come true.
Y'all seen that Disneyland commercial for Patrick Mahomes? You just won the Super Bowl. What you gonna do? That's yours, Will. I want that Canon R7, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, nah, man. I feel like, in terms of what you said, actually, you made a great point just about being in content creation, and you know, I feel like working in social media also, because that for a while, you know, that's not what I'm doing really right now, but a lot of what I do is creativity and writing. You know, I had a journalism degree, right? And I feel like one of the things that I really had to do to really just protect my own peace and mental sanity really was like stop the comparisons in terms of better or worse, and just like really tell myself that I guess use the word different. So I feel like for me, because a lot of, you know, I used to write, you know, maybe at some point I'll get back into it and get paid for that and get some more chicken for that. But like, you know, I could see myself, I'm not doing it right now. Like I said, I could see myself being in broadcasting or being in writing, or, you know, something that has to do with creativity, putting yourself out there. And like the main thing that is you're getting paid for and judged for is like other people's opinions. That's it, you know? And I feel like, what's up?
To that broadcasting point too, bro. Like working at Sirius XM, you listen to a lot of like college broadcasters. Some of them, man. Like even that too. Like I'm sitting here, I'm listening to it. I'm like, I know Justin, I know Christian, I know Heaven, Jory. Like all of us could do a better job than that college broadcaster, bro. Like, but I ain't even. You just said that, and it just triggered that thought in my mind too. And I'm like, bro, I'll just be listening. Like they don't know their media timeouts. Like they don't do the location. Like they don't say the time and the score a lot. Like it's very like little stuff that like we know as broadcasters that we need to do. do, and a lot of these broadcasters don't do it. They don't have the energy, don't have the excitement. Like it'd be a lot, and I'm just like how'd you get your job, bro? 'Cause I know you're getting paid for this because they have you on Sirius XM. Like
you gotta fund it somehow. Right? Like they put the little help wanted poster outside of the radio station. Like, you come through, we need bodies. For
So we just need people.
Like,
No experience, no problem.
necessary. Word. Nah, actually, just real quick, I'm gonna shout out the Marconi Award-winning, Peabody Award-winning WSOU 89.5 FM. You see the vibes, yo. We'll go through the number one time for the people.
Oh, he said go through this. No, I'm not going through the
Oh,
number.
you don't
the
wanna-
number.
okay,
Nah,
yeah,
if they want to find it though, WSOU 89.5 FM. You go to WSU.net. You could go on the social medias, WSU, but WSU Sports, all of that fun stuff. Seton Hall Athletics coming around. Springtime, baseball, softball.
Just another plug. We looking at the very, 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 very first black sports director.
Oh yeah, no.
In WSOU history,
First black station manager
And the
too.
first
and the first black
manager.
station manager.
Crazy.
Legend.
It's a lot of
Legend.
stuff, man.
So I was talking about how, with content creation, like a lot of my work had to do with how people were receiving me. So, I felt like a lot of times I had to pay attention to, dang, how's this person going to think I sound? How's this person going to think I write? And I would really be affected. Like, we've always heard that little analogy about, somebody takes 10 cents out your bank account, and you got 3,000, however much it is, you're going to pay attention to that 10 cents. And they, use that to equate to your day. Like if somebody, pisses you off for 10 seconds in a day, you're going to let that ruin your day when you got how many seconds. And I feel like that was me when it came to the writing. The content creation was, I would get so much praise and so much, this is great, blah, blah, right? And then one person would be like, this sucks. Like, that was trash, dog. And I'd be like, dang, like, am I really just not it? You feel me? Like, can I just not do this? Like, am I pouring out a whole bunch of dookie from my fingertips right now? Like, dang, that's crazy.
He said pouring out a whole bunch of dookie from my fingertips.
You feel me? Like, I'm here thinking I got the Midas touch. I'm typing with going up with the cloud and the keyboard, right?
I'm typing with Brown right now.
You feel me? And somebody like, nah, I hated this, right? And I'm like, oh, like I was on this high. I came
man
down.
like,
like you see the smoke and all that from the crash, and I feel like I had to definitely take that out of my, just purview period. Like, and I think I really had to tell myself that a lot of what people said and thought had to do with more so with them than it did me. And just keep my confidence, there. But at the same time, I feel like I would compare myself a lot to other writers, other speakers, whatever, and be like, dang, this person talks better than me. This person might be a little smoother on the mic. This person might be a little bit more excited, writing as well. Dang, that's a dope word. Like, I don't know if I would have used that word and like, this intro was mad stuff like that, right? And I feel like I'd be like, dang, I wouldn't have done that with my writing. But I think where I really like found my peace in that was being completely okay with, I really wouldn't have done that with my writing because that's not me. And my gift is being myself. And so I can appreciate somebody else's talent because everybody in this world has some type of talent and gift, right? I can appreciate someone else that is a great writer or a great speaker or whatever and say, yo, that's them. That was different from what I would have done it. It's excellent and amazing and whatever, beautiful in its own right. But also they wouldn't have done it like me, right? And I feel like that's the thing that has really just allowed me to be more confident and more strong in my own self. And that can be equated to just life in general. It's like, yo, I appreciate you. Well, I appreciate you, Kadeem, for all your talents and gifts that you guys both have. I could never step into your lane and be, who you guys are. But at the same time, you guys can be me either, right? And I feel like there's no negatives that can be expressed in me saying that I couldn't be you, but you couldn't be me either. It's just we're all, have these talents and gifts and they're all in just expressed in a unique and great way. And I feel like that's something that's helped me when it comes to the comparing.
Yeah, I think simply if you think about it, like we're all going to be inspired by somebody at some point. I mean, we've been inspired by people already up to this point, but we're going to continue to be inspired by people. And like, I think, there's no escaping that you're going to see, say someone who does something similar to you, and you're gonna have this notion to compare what you do versus what they do. It's literally in our face like every day, right? We're all on social media, right? So we all see that. But just in every walks of life, just in our professions itself, right? You're gonna be working with people that may do something. Like I'll be working with someone like, dang, like this dude's slide deck look crazy nice. I'm like, mine, it ain't really up there, right? So I think it's all about like the mentality and how you frame it in your mental, really. And what I mean by that is like when I started to take it as in like less of a comparison and more of a like an inspiration. Let me see what I can learn, because there's a reason why. Say you receive some level of success or whatever it is that I'm looking at that point, right? There's a reason why your slide presentation and decks, look this way. Now, let me try to learn and feel inspired to see what I can take from, your success and kind of apply it to my own, thoughts and my own perspectives, and take what I can learn from others, right? We can all learn from one another. And I think I even said that like on one of the initial, when we introduced the pod, right? We were like, what is the spark plug, right? And like, we can really all learn from one another. So it's not a thing of, dang, like, how the heck he do this already? Like, we was just like, say, equal places and they got there first. I'm like, I turn my thinking and my mental state to be like, that's dope. My first response now is just feeling happy for someone, right? And then from there, I feel inspired. I think it's healthy. I think healthy competition is good. Like the more we drop these episodes, I'm telling y'all gonna see like how competitive like we are and we get, right? But it's like more of a.
So you still have the notes on your thing about how many times like y'all won across like different games, right?
Yeah. Man, you got to bring that up.
Yeah, I mean,
we had a conversation about that the other day, and I was like, "Yo, I literally got man busy the end of the year. I didn't even see you for like the last 3 months of the year." But he's like, "Nope, that's not my fault.
Ain't my problem."
It is what it is. I mean, so I say all that to say is that I really just stopped trying to compare my situation with other people's situation. I just try to feel inspired by, other people's situation, right? In situations where I can see like, oh, maybe this is, I can improve in this area, right? And I can, use this person who has received some level of success and not feel envious. I feel happy for them. And also I can be inspired by them as well. So I think, just understanding that we can, we don't have to, like, be hating on people, bro. Like there's too much hate, enough, you know what I'm saying? So we should be congratulatory towards people's success, but also understand that we can, see what they did well and try to incorporate, the things that make sense to us. And that doesn't like knock us off of or take us off the track of who we are or compromise us of, who we are as individuals, right? We can take those pieces and apply that to what we already do to ultimately increase our success and whatever it is that you may do.
Nah, 100%. I mean, all of this, isn't just restricted to the professional field and restricted to work, even though we've been talking about it a lot. And I mean, again, you mentioned it earlier, Kadeem, like, shout out to all the people starting a family, bro. Like, that is, like, nah, I'm like, that's real, like, bonkers to me, like, to just know, like, either like people I went to high school with, like people I went to college with, like, in the age that they are now, for them to feel comfortable enough to start a family and have kids and stuff like that, like the amount of people like I've seen over the past 3 years, like it's been crazy, because it's like, dang, like, yo, we was just in the same class, bro, and like now you about to pop out a whole kid, like you about to have a whole new person on this world, bro. Like it's so wild to me to think about it. Like again, on just like, I don't want to say comparison, but like me personally, I know for a fact, like 100%, like right now, like in this moment, I would not be able to have a kid. Like it will not, like, that will not happen. Like,
I mean, you barely got time for yourself, so what time would you have for a kid?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
another person is crazy, bro.
Because I feel like there's a lot to having a kid. Like, that maybe some people realize, some people don't. But it's like, as we were mentioning off air, like, 18 years, like millions of dollars, like it's like 2 full-time jobs, like middle of the night, no sleep because the baby got a doodle butt, bro. Like,
yeah,
but
I had to try to add on to the doodle fingers.
It was a running analogy. The dookie fingers.
You said running analogy.
Okay. We're going to have to get off of that. pivoting back to the.
Nah, he said running an analogy. I'm thinking about some running.
Nah,
you
we
know,
know what you're thinking about, bro.
Nah, just for the people that did
a
it.
whole lot of people just. I'm off this. Yo. I'm trying to eat. You feel me? My appetite is all types off now. Let's not put that picture in people's minds. Nah, but I feel you. I mean, like, I myself also personally feel like I would not be able to have a kid. I've been scared at least once with that, and oh my god! Yo,
Hi, Mom.
Oh man! Even as I said that, like, I just felt
You got
my
war
body was
flashback.
like, yo, that too much trauma, man. Like, you know, it's just a little peek behind the curtain. We were talking about potentially get into some, you know, some childhood stuff in a future episode. And I felt like we was like, nah, we're not gonna do that right now. It's too early for that, right? And I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, wow, that in of itself was kind of traumatizing. Like, you know, just hearing it didn't come today. And I'm like, what you mean it didn't come? And the next day, it's still not here. And I'm like, oh, one of these, like, oh Lord, Jesus.
and you want to keep your composure so bad.
You like,
it's
okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It's gonna be okay. I got you. I'm gonna take care of this. And on the inside, I'm like I still got some kid tendencies myself. I don't know if I can take care of another one. Jeez. Yeah, man. So I completely agree with you, Willie Will. Like, there's no way in HE double hockey sticks I can see myself popping out a kid right now. But I feel like at the same time, like, there's a lot of people, you know, 23 to 24 that do feel the comfortability in doing that. I know people that have multiple kids that are my age that I went to high school with and that are married and all that. And I feel like, you know, it just kind of goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like, there's not a specific age or I guess, an age that you have to be at to be able to do certain things. It's just more so about the timeline that you're in and the space that you're in, also emotionally and spiritually, and all that, to be able to take that on. You know, I feel like that's the case with all three of us, you know, that a kid really ain't it. But I think at the same time, and that can be relationally too, like, I don't think that y'all are ready to get married. I'm definitely not. But there are a lot of people that feel like, shoot, 3 years ago when I was 21 or even, 2019, 18, I was just talking to my mom the other day and she was like, when I was 24, I felt like I was getting old. Like, I should have been married a few years ago. I'm like, well, that was the time, Mom. It's a different time now. But at the same time, I definitely understand, like, being in a certain space to where you feel like I'm ready. And I think that has so much more to do with the time and space in life that you're in than it does your actual age.
Listen, I just wanted to say something real quick though. For those that's listening, like I said, I want to have a kid, but I'll be your best uncle. I'll be the kid's best uncle. I'll be the kid's best granddaddy.
That's a fact.
I'll be like the cookout uncle. You know what I mean? Where I just come up to the kid and it's just like one of those like parents' friends that is like family. You feel me? Like I'll be that where I'm just like always at the spot, just be like, yo, what's good? Like, I remember when you were yay high. Like, all of that.
We're gonna be like, back in the day, I had a chance to go to the league for real, but my knees, like,
my knees really did go crazy, bro. but nah, like to all my homies, all my homegirls that's listening that got kids, like, yeah, shout out y'all. You feel me? I'm gonna be there to support, like, on the sidelines, like, cause
so if you need pictures taken, I can take pictures at your kid's birthday party.
I got the pictures
small
for you. Like, hopefully the bread come through. If you need some diapers, I got you.
Some
but
Pedialyte,
like,
you got them with that
some
too?
all that. I'm gonna help you with that, but don't call me at 3 a.m. talking about the baby crying. What do I do? I don't need that part. But in terms of emotional support,
I don't even know what to do.
What
you calling me for?
I was just crying 3 a.m. the other night. What you mean?
Nah, that's that remind me of the movie. Y'all watch Are We Done Yet?
Yeah.
And then like, so he's like, cause she wants to have the home birth, so she's like I think the name was Chuck. He tried to call Chuck, and then Chuck's like walking. He's like, yeah, no worries. I used to be like a power walker. Man had no idea what to do. Chuck like this. I don't know why I thought about that.
Hips, man.
That joke was hilarious. I don't know. I think for me though, obviously I would love a family one day. I would love to get married and I would love to have beautiful children, in that order. right?
Establishment.
Don't
Establishment.
flip it, bro. You
Yes,
want
no,
that-
me
that order.
personally,
Yeah,
I would love to get married first. That's
Likewise.
ultimate,
Same
and
here,
then
yeah.
I'll have children after that. But let's be real here, right? Because we're real men here, right?
plug.
And we thinking about exactly right. So we thinking about we're talking about things or people in our age range that we see maybe from high school. And I know I have a crazy ton of people from high school that I know got
Too much.
pregnant and end up having babies and doing very well. Some people. It in their situation, it didn't work out as best, but for the other people, they made the best of their situation, right? And I think in college as well, I know I see some people who's, starting to get, pregnant, and you also have babies with people that I went to college with, right? Or that we went to college with, right? And I'm like, well, we think about like this plan thing. I know you said something about like plan or maybe not plan, maybe that wasn't the word, but I don't really think many, if I'm really being honest, like I don't think like people planned, at least in our age group or in high school or college. I don't know people's stories, but I would assume that the majority was probably not, oh yeah, like I'm ready to have a baby, let's have a baby, right? They probably had the same sentiments that we have right now that we're sharing, right? Had like, no, there's no way I can have a baby at this point. Like I still need to, like there's a certain level personally that I feel like I need to reach to be able to fully provide, for another human being, you know what I'm saying? And I know for me personally, I don't feel that I'm fully there, in my life to where I can be able to, fully provide for, say, another human being I would then bring into this world, right? But I think that, many people may have those same similar sentiments, right? But we all know, sometimes... we know it happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it may be a little too good, and you just kept it in there just a second too long, or maybe you didn't have any with you at the moment, and you was like, nah, I needs it right now. Like I don't know, things
I ain't
happen.
gonna lie. Sometimes it do be on the other side too. Where, old girl be like, hit you with the scissor rap.
Yo, nah.
Be like,
Get off.
you not going nowhere. Well, where you think you going?
I'm like, you know what you're doing. If you don't get off right now.
Start whispering to you and whatnot. You like, oh, yeah, we have to.
So we finna turn this WWE.
And then with the tombstone pose, I was like, oh,
Said Roman Reigns, I'm finna get off me.
Nah,
with that spear,
like,
man.
you better chill out. You know what I'm saying?
With that Randy Orton, man.
Nah,
Watch out.
but that's I say all that to say, right? I think when you actually say, I know we probably have scared. I know you mentioned you had a scare. I had a scare before, but like I wonder how much your mentality changes once you actually know, like, yes, there's a baby on the way now. Right? Because I know, depending on personal views, you have options after then, right? So you can, determine however you want to proceed with your baby at that point, right? But I think I wouldn't be surprised, right, if a lot of people go into this, a situation sharing the same views, like we're not ready, but then something happens and then boom, now you have a baby on the way. And right now you're faced with decisions, right? And then you choose, like, am I going to embrace this, or am I going to say not embrace it, or choose to go whatever route that you choose to go to? But I think that, for a lot of people, that doesn't mean, you cannot be a great parent. I really want to say that. Like, it doesn't mean, say if you had a baby at 16 or 20 or whatever, you had a baby at a young age, that doesn't mean that you cannot be a great parent. Right, and that doesn't mean that your situations cannot change. Maybe you start off thinking like, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, right? But then you feel inspired because you got a baby on the way, and you living for more than just yourself. You living for another human being, and you're like, all right, boom. Like, how that's probably inspiration in life. I tell you this, like my dad. He was like, you're probably the best thing that ever happened to me. By the way, I was an accident baby. Like, I wasn't planned at all, right? So my parents, basically obviously had me by accident, right? And then my pops was going down a certain road, but I think kids can also even save lives, right? And that could be at any age, right? They could save your life if you decide to have a child at 32, or they could even save your life if you decide to have a child or happen to have a child at 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? Not from personal experience, based on my pops. My pops was like, yo, like the road I was going down before you came, like you literally saved my life. You know what I'm saying? So ultimately, I think that, you know, children are an immense blessing to the world. And ultimately, you know, yes, I may tell myself, like, nah, ain't no way I'm having a kid right now. But who's to say what my thought process would be when I actually know that a kid is on the way? You know what I'm saying? And I think that's also important to reflect on too.
And at that point, man, I feel like that's a great point to end off this episode of the podcast, man. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in to another edition of the Spark Plug. You know, got my man's Kadeem, got my man's Justin Osei. We still thinking about you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
We know you struggling out there, but hopefully that beach weather treating you right, because the weather up here in Jersey, it's very wonky.
Yeah, wonky is the word, man. Well, fellas, before we close out, as we always say, y'all want to spark? Well, we the plug.
Hey.
See y'all next time.